Have you ever sat through a presentation where you had no idea where the speaker was going? Or maybe you've given a presentation yourself and watched people check their phones because they got bored. Hi, I'm Thomas. The difference between a presentation that keeps people engaged and one that loses them isn't about being the most charismatic speaker in the room. It's about having a clear structure. Today, we're going to look at a simple formula that works for any business presentation, whether it's a 5-minute update or a 45-minute proposal. You'll learn how to open strong, keep people following along, and close in a way that drives action. Let's get started. Here's why structure is so important. Your audience remembers the opening and the closing the most. Research shows that people forget the middle of presentations, but remember how you started and how you finished. A clear structure keeps people engaged and following along the whole time. When your audience knows where you're going, they stay with you. And poor structure makes even good ideas forgettable. You might have brilliant insights, but if they're scattered and hard to follow, people won't remember them. Structure isn't about being rigid, it's about being clear. Before we look at what works, let's talk about what doesn't. A really common mistake people make is spending too much time on background information. We've all sat through presentations where somebody spends 10 minutes setting the context before they even get to the point. By the time they arrive at their main message, half the audience is mentally checked out already. The second mistake is jumping between topics without clear transitions. When there's no clear flow, people get confused. They don't know if you're still on the same point or if you'll move on to something new. And the goal's really simple. We just want to open strong, deliver a valuable message, and close with action. Your audience should always know where they're going. This is a safe way to organize any presentation. Your opening should be about 10% of your presentation. This is where you hook your audience with a reason to pay attention. You state your purpose and preview what you'll cover. Think of it as answering the question, why should I care? And what am I about to learn? The body is going to be about 80% of your presentation. This is where you deliver your main message. It's usually 2 to 4 main points with clear transitions between them. In your closing, it's going to be the last 10%. This is where you summarize your key points, you give a really clear call to action, and end with something memorable. This formula works for a 5-minute status update or a 45-minute proposal. The proportions stay the same. Let's say you're presenting a new project management system to your leadership team. Here's what a weak opening sounds like. Today I'm going to talk about the new project management software. Let me just pull up these slides. Okay, so first I'll show you some background information about our current challenges. No, this has no clear hook or reason for the audience to stay interested. They don't know why they should care yet. And the filler words, so, make it sound really unprepared too. And talking about pulling up slides isn't interesting. Just do that and save your words for something of value. There's no preview either. The audience has no idea what's coming or how long this presentation might take. This opening loses people in the first 30 seconds. Now let's look at a strong opening for the same situation. Last quarter, our team spent an average of 8 hours a week just tracking project status. That's 2 full months per year lost to manual updates. Today, I'm going to show you how we can cut that time in half while improving visibility across departments. We'll cover three things: the problem we're solving, how the new system works, and our implementation plan. Wow, can you see the difference? This opening starts with a really interesting fact: 8 hours per week are lost. That's the hook. It immediately grabs everybody's attention. Then it states a clear reason to listen. We can cut that time in half. Now, the audience knows what's in it for them. It previews the structure too by mentioning the three things we'll cover. The audience knows exactly what to expect and how this presentation will flow. This opening hooks people in the first 30 seconds. Now let's talk about closings. Here's what a weak closing sounds like at the end of that same presentation. Yeah, that's basically it. Does anyone have questions? No? Okay, well, thanks for listening. I guess we can talk more about this later if needed. This doesn't have a summary of the key points at all. The audience has to remember everything on their own. That's difficult sometimes. There's also no clear steps. So, what happens now? This kind of trails off really weakly with phrases like I guess, and that undermines everything you just presented. It doesn't reinforce the reason you gave the presentation at all either. After spending all that time explaining, the closing just ends. This wastes a critical moment. Here's a strong closing for that same presentation. To recap, this system will save each team 8 hours per week, improve cross department visibility, and reduce project delays. Our next steps are simple: pilot with 2 teams this month, gather feedback, and roll out company wide by Q2. I need your approval today to move forward with the pilot. What questions do you have? This works really well. First, it summarizes the key benefits in one sentence. The audience is reminded of the value that's being offered by this proposal. It gives clear next steps with a timeline, too. Everybody knows exactly what's supposed to happen next. And it's really clear, there's no ambiguity. It asks the audience for their approval today. And it invites questions really confidently. It doesn't say, does anyone have any questions? But what questions do you have? This shows they're prepared to answer any questions. And this closing drives action and ends strong. Let's look at some practical phrases you can use in your next presentation. For your opening, let me start with a quick question. It's a great way to engage people immediately. Here's why this matters to you. Makes the value personal. Today, we'll cover 3 things. Gives a really clear preview. By the end of this, you'll understand. Tells them exactly what they'll gain. And for your closing, to summarize our key points, signals that you're wrapping up and this presentation is coming to an end. Here's what I'm asking you to do. Make your call to action really clear. Our next steps are gives everybody a roadmap of what's going to happen in the future. And let me leave you with this thought. Gives you an opportunity to end your presentation in a really memorable way. These phrases are really simple, but they work well for presentations. You can adapt them to any presentation that you might give. All right, let's review what we've covered today. First, hook early. Your opening should answer, why should I care, in the first 30 seconds. Don't make people wait to understand why they're listening to you. And signpost clearly. Tell them what's coming in your preview. Guide them through the body with transitions. And remind them what they heard in your closing. Finally, close with a call to action. Every presentation should end with a clear next step, whether that's a decision you need, an action they should take, or a thought you want the audience to remember. So, next time you give a presentation, try this structure and see how it changes your delivery. And let us know how it works in the comments. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more business English lessons. New videos every Wednesday. In the next video, we'll look at persuasive communication for stakeholders. How to get a buy-in when you need it. Don't miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time